present the final design where after months of work with the director Hamish, Glenn and myself working out how to make this show and what it looks like, because it's a new play, it's nothing that's been done before. And then we go through a whole process of a white card model where it's simpler and it's the ideas of it and we cost from there. And then by this point, hopefully everybody's happy with it and we're ready to go. So this is the final, detailed, coloured in, finished version. It's a sound studio of a radio station run by the Nazis in Nazi Germany. And the whole feel of it is quite Art Deco. But what I've done is taken a more sort of metropolis feel to it and a sort of German expressionist idea and put all of that into the set. And it's a multi-purpose set so that we have what feels like a recording studio as well as something that could be a live broadcast. So we have on-air signs, we have a band on stage. Some of the actors are in the band as well, but there's a core band who are there all the time. It needs to feel quite glamorous, which is what we're hoping to do a little bit with the costumes, but also in terms of this period, I think people find it quite glamorous anyway, and the feel of it and the look of it, the sort of the high gloss finish, the attention to detail in the design, the symmetry of the set is something that really appeals, I think. I looked at radio stations and how they worked and how they operated and what the feel of that was like. And because, of course, there wouldn't be an audience in a radio station unless it was in a theatre where it's live broadcast. So what I've had to do is make a combination of the two, the sort of the backstage and the front stage, as it were. So I looked at all the idea of the old Foley artists and how they used to work in radios with all the sound effects that were done either using bits of wood, bits of equipment, whatever they got to hand that would make the right sound. And then the other things that they would use would be on disc, so they would use sound effects on disc as well. But it was kind of an art in order to get the sound effects right, and we're trying to show that a little bit within the production. And then I looked at, I suppose it's because it's something I liked particularly, but I looked at Fritz Lang and I looked at that kind of metropolis, German expressionistic film and architecture, and I added a little bit of that on top as well because I think it says Berlin of that period very much so. I've also looked at some film footage of the time. It was a massive movement, the swing movement, and people loved swing music in Germany, and the Nazis realised how powerful it was as to be able to use it. So that's why they started broadcasting swing music and changing the lyrics of songs to suit their own purposes. From this point, there's a set of technical drawings that go to the workshop and the workshop to start building it, and that'll be from now onwards. And it's all to scale, as you can see, but it's hard to imagine this 25 times bigger, which is what it will be. So the scale of a person you can see on stage, you can actually see the scale of the flats once they're built in their entirety. They'll be pretty large. So it should look quite expansive once we get it all built. But it will be built in stages, and we'll probably build the bandstand early because we'll need that to work on, and then the rest of it we probably won't see until we get it into the theatre, and then it all gets put together over a week. But yeah, they'll start building. It'll take about a month to build it.